All righty. Quick and easy DMR this week because you got all the answers in your notebook. Okay, what is the name of this solid figure? We can see that one of the faces on the left is a triangle. We can also guess that this bottom is a square. There would be a triangle there and a triangle there. So that makes this a pyramid. Cone would need to be completely rounded with no flat sides. It would have a flat bottom, but not flat sides. And then cube is all squares, and a triangle is just 2D like that. And we can see that that has some third dimension to it. Okay. Next up. Ajit has 5 coins. Their total value is 51 cents. What coins does Ajit have? Well, the first clue we have is that there are 5 of them. So 3/4 is out because that's not 5 coins. That's 3. Next one, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, that one can stay. 2 quarters and 1 penny. That's only 3 coins. That one's out. 4 dimes, 2 nickels, and 1 penny. That's 4, 5, 6, 7. That one's out. Oh, I didn't even have to count the coins. I just counted how many were there. Ah! Okay, so that's your answer. Now we're going to check it by seeing if it does in fact equal 51 cents. 1/4. So that's 25 cents plus 2 dimes, 10 and 10 plus 1 nickel plus 1 penny. Here we go. 25, 35, 45, 50, 51. Ding, 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 ding. Some of y'all started counting the money and were wasting all your time. Some of y'all saw 3/4 and went, okay, that's 25, that's 20, and it says 5 coins, and y'all were counting 3. Shame, shame, shame. Hey, Justin, I'm down here, bro. Hi. Turn that TV off. All right, here we go. 3, give the best geometric description of the figure below. This figure is 2 line segments. See the end points? See how there are 2 of them? A 1, a 2. And they are also an exact space apart. They are never, ever, 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 ever going to touch. No matter how far they continue, they will always be that same distance. So this is one set of parallel line segments. Set is a word that means the same, or as pair, it is more than one. Questions on that? All right, next one. Which geometric term best describes the part of the figure drawn in red? A point, a line segment, a triangle, or a line? Well, the part that is in red is right here. And that's not a point. It is a line segment. It starts right here and it stops right here. The whole thing is a triangle, not the red part. And it's not a line because a line would go on forever and ever and ever and ever. I'll give you my heart. Nope, line segment. So we're going to click down on the menu and choose option B. Questions on that one? Thank you. You got a lot of motion going on. Let's bring in the focus. Okay. Last 2, time and elapsed time. What time does the clock show? This hour hand is after the 9. It is not yet to the 10. So the 10 o'clock options are gone. The minute hand is at 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45 plus 1, boop, 46. So it is 9:46. Question is, what time will it be in 5 minutes? If it is 9:46 and we add 5 minutes, That is 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51. Boop, boop, boo, doo, doo. 9:51. Questions on that? Awesome. Hi, Bella. Welcome back from testing, my dear girl. Glad you're here. Glad you're joining us. All right. Let's get to it, friends. We are starting a new topic today. We finished up our solid shapes yesterday, and the topic we are going to start today is measurement. Measurement is also important for your car race coming up because your cars that you are designing are going to be the winner if they travel the farthest distance. And we have to measure that distance to know if you won. So measurement is going to help you in that way. It is also going to help you because when we start designing our cars, here's a hint for you on Tinkercad, you are going to be given measurements for where the axle has to fit. And if you create that hole for the axle too large or too small, your axle will not hold a wheel to turn. So you've got to know how to measure the appropriate distance for your axle as well across your car body. Okay? So we are getting ready to start on measurement. Go ahead and hop onto Seesaw and click on that activity called What is Measurement? Today, we're going to define measurement. We're going to look at all the different ways that you can measure something. And then tomorrow, we're going to start looking at a specific type of measurement. So today, we're just looking at measurement in general. Okay, what is it? How can we measure things? What are the different ways? That's what we're going to explore today. All right. Your new goal that you have not ever heard before this moment is?
Today, we will be reviewing measurement and beginning to work on this third grade standard. This third grade standard has a lot of parts to it. It reads, choose and use appropriate units and tools to estimate and measure length, weight, and temperature. Estimate and measure length to a 1/4 inch, weight in pounds, and temperature in degrees Celsius and Fahrenheit. Today, we're going to be reviewing what measurement is and taking notes on ways to measure, what units to use, what tools to use, and what it really means. Then you will spend some time really focusing on choosing appropriate tools to estimate and measure length, weight, and temperature.
Okay, so again, we're looking at those 3 types of measurement today. Then over the next few days, we're going to look at one specifically. But today, we're just going to see what is measurement in general. I'm going to play a short video for you, and it's very short. We're stopping at 47 seconds. It's just going to give you some background information on measurement. When this video is over, I'm going to pop you into a breakout room, and you're going to tell your partner one thing that you know about measurement. Okay, here we go. Oh, I got to click the link. My bad.
We can measure time, weight.
Sorry, there we go. I was wondering why it wasn't playing.
Measurement is the action of measuring something. We can measure time, weight, height, temperature, length, speed, and more. If we didn't have measurement, it would be very hard to know when to go to school, how much you weigh, or how cold or warm it is outside. Life is so much easier when we know how to measure things, and that is why measurement is so important. Now, let's learn about the units we use to measure things. Standard units are the common units used to measure something specific. We all need to speak the same language to understand each other, so we use hours, minutes, and seconds to measure time, ounces and pounds to measure weight, degrees to measure temperature, and inches and feet to measure length or height.
Okay. So you're going to hop into a breakout room. What is one thing that you already know about measurement? Think. What are you going to say? What do you already know? And go for the encouragement. All righty, you have talked with your partner about something you know about measurement. Now we're going to take notes so we all know the same things. Okay. These notes are going to be digital. You're going to be able to refer back to this assignment. This assignment will be linked in future assignments so that you can click to it and open it up straight away. Okay. So the notes you take today are going to be very helpful for you over the next few weeks. So make sure you take them correctly. All right. So we have a chart. On this chart, each type of measurement goes straight across. We can measure time. We can measure length and height, such as an area. We can measure the weight, and we can measure the temperature. Okay? So that's how each type of weight is displayed. We also have 3 categories along the top. We have what that type of measurement means, what types of tools are used to measure that, and the name of what we call those measurements. So that's how this chart is going to work. Let's take a look at the first one, which has been done for us. Time. Time is measuring how long it takes for something to happen or when it is. You guys know this from our elapsed time unit. We can use a clock, a stopwatch, and a timer to measure time. When we measure time, we use words like second, minute, hour, days, weeks, months, and years. All of these will measure time. Any questions on time? Okay, so what we're going to do now is we are going to look for all of the items that are going to match length and height, okay? Length and height. So let's take a look at what we know. Right here, I see inch, foot, and yard. I know that those are length and height words. When you ask someone, how tall are you, or what is your height, you will hear someone say, I am 5'6". When you are working with the length and you say, how far did you throw the football? They might tell you, I could throw the football 30 yards. Okay, so these are measurement words that we use. So drag that over there. Now we're going to take a look at tools. What are some tools that we can use? Well, I know I can use a ruler. Oh, there it is. Move those around until you find it. A ruler, a measuring tape, a yardstick. These are items that we can use to measure something's length or height. What does it mean? You guys know this. Let's find it. Measuring how heavy or light? Nope. Pound? No. Measuring how long something is from end to end or top to bottom? Yep. Just like our area and perimeter units. Go ahead and drag those boxes. I'm going to rearrange these boxes now that I have space so that I can see them more easily. Please feel free to do the same. So our length and height is when we measure how long something is from end to end or from top to bottom. We can use a ruler, a measuring stick, a yardstick, and we use words like inches, foot, and yard. Weight is up next. You can also measure your weight. Okay, that is when we measure how heavy or light, this should say an object is, and it says and, so I'm going to edit that. If you'd like to as well, you can. An object is. There we go. Measuring how heavy or light an object is. That is the weight. The tools that we can use to measure these items are scales and balance scales. We will talk about what a balance scale is when we talk about weight specifically. For now, I just want you to have the name. The units of measurements, we use pounds. There are other words that you can use to measure the weight of an object. However, in third grade, our focus is on pounds. So far, all of these things can apply directly to your own self. For instance, time. How old are you? That is a time measurement. You will give the answer in years. Right now for Axel, I use months. Your length or your height, that is also something you can measure on yourself by using a yardstick or a measuring item against a wall to see how tall you are. Your weight is also something you can measure on yourself by stepping on a scale. You also, Bella, get your temperature measured. We use a thermometer to measure our temperature. If you ever need to know if you have a fever or if you are feeling sick, a thermometer is what can use. When we measure our temperature, we are looking for how hot or cold something is. And finally, we use degrees Celsius or degrees Fahrenheit, depending on what it is that we are measuring. These are all of the different forms we have of measurement. Are there any questions about any of these notes that we've taken? Okay. Again, this is very, very, very quick, but we're going to, over the next few days, focus on one of these at a time. Elapsed time, we've already measured time. That one's done. We did that in math, okay? What we're going to be focusing on next is length and height. Next week, we'll take a look at weight, and the week after that at temperature. Okay, so we're focusing on all of measurement today, just so you have an awareness, and we'll get more specific as time goes on. Let's go ahead and hop to slide 4. For slide 4, I'm going to pop you into a breakout room, and I want you to look at all of these different tools that you have here, and you are going to decide if this is a tool that you would use to measure weight, time, temperature, or length and height. And you're going to drag the picture to the correct quadrant. Okay? So you're going to talk with your breakout room partners about where these tools go. Are there any questions about that? Okay. I will be turning screen sharing on. As I pop into your breakout rooms to listen, remember, I expect to hear conversation. I do not expect to see or hear this. I do not expect to see or hear someone just putting answers up for you, talking about what you think and why. Okay, here we go. I'm going to put your answers up. please ask me a question about any that you disagree with or found a different spot for. Take a look, check your screen. If your group didn't finish, go ahead and check them now. Yes, William.
What I did was on weight, the second one, if you zoom in on it, it has like a ruler too. So I put it in between length and height and width and weight. I put it in between.
This one right here. Is this one you're talking about? William.
Yes.
Okay, awesome. So great noticing. This does appear to be a ruler. One thing that we see right here is this G. That G is short for grams. The reason that this appears to be a ruler is because these objects have the motion of sliding. If you've ever been weighed at a doctor's office, this is the type of scale that they will use to weigh babies typically. Is they'll put the baby over here. They normally have like a little bucket for the baby to sit in, and then they'll slide these to make it balance. So this right here is even. If you put the baby on it and it goes up there, you don't have enough weight. If you put the baby on it and it goes down here, you have too much weight. So they slide this until the scale balances. Think of a seesaw. If you both weigh the same, you're going to sit flat. If one of you is heavier, it's going to go down on the heavier end. Okay, this balance scale works the same. This lever right here goes up and down based on the amount of weight that is sitting here. So great connection with the noticing of the
Levers.
appearance. It is a lever. You're correct. Yes, Daniel.
Mine is the same exact as yours.
Beautiful. You got an understanding then. That's awesome. Yes, Leah.
So my partner, he thought that the two ones with the ruler, he thought that they would go in the length and height. So I said, if they went in there, what would go in the weight? And then he said, oh wait, that makes sense.
Partner conversation. I love it. We're sharper when we work together. Excellent. All right. Okay, you have a task today to determine which of these tools you'll use. Use the notes we just took. Man, my throat feels weird. Your directions are choose the appropriate tool to measure. So over here, you have the same pictures that you had on slide 4. We're trying to measure a foot, someone's foot. You're going to decide what tool would you use, and you're going to drag it. Ooh, you're going to have to put the order up front. Drag it to the gray box, or you are going to have to circle it. Your choice, okay? So you can drag the object to the place where you are measuring, or you can circle it, all right? Some of them might have more than one answer. For instance, to measure my husband's foot, I would need a tape measure because his is longer than 1 foot. To measure Axel's foot, I could use a ruler because his foot is shorter than a foot on a ruler. I wouldn't really use this yardstick because that is way too big, okay? If your foot is that big, that's 3 feet long, that's bigger than Shaq's foot, and I don't think anybody else in the world has that, okay? So that wouldn't be a very good tool to use. So we could use these, okay? So that's what you're going to do on the remainder of these slides. You are going to look at the object, you are going to measure, or you are going to determine which tool you would use to measure by either circling it or by dragging it to the gray box. What questions can I answer about your task? Yes, William.
I was gonna say it gives you a hint on what tool to use by the questions.
It does, yes. So the questions are there, and that's why I said earlier my throat hurt to use the notes we took. It can help you eliminate some that are going to be incorrect. Okay, other questions? All right, friends, this is your task today, to just look at the object and decide how you will measure the object.